All right, week 2 pre-game DWZ injury report. Sutton, questionable AC joint sprain. Almost went last week. Good chance to go this week. Tough matchup in Pittsburgh potentially. Daniel Jones sort of had his way against them. I wouldn't say he had his way, but if you're paying attention tomorrow morning, I think we got a shot to see Sutton. And if he's your wide receiver 1 or 2, he might be worth throwing in there. Brandon Cooks is questionable with his quad strain. He played week 1. If you're in need of depth, I could see playing him. I'll be playing him in the DWZ Patreon 4 league, in a league where we get to start up to 6 or 7 wide receivers. Michael Pittman popped up on the injury report for the Colts this week with a toe injury. Don't know the cause, mechanism, severity. He's questionable. I don't think anybody's depending on him, so we can sort of move on. However, it affects your Paris Campbell's, your Mo Alley Cox's, because as we know, Jack Doyle and Trey Burton are both out. So maybe Hines and Taylor are going to see 30 targets this week as opposed to the usual 20 with Uncle Phil in there. Henry Ruggs showed up on the injury report with a knee sprain. He got his ankle rolled up on last weekend. He went back in, but it looks like it's going to depend on his Saturday practice if he plays. So, I have not looked at anything new today since this morning. So check that tomorrow morning and decide if you want to play Ruggs. He's got the big play potential. He's seen snaps out of the backfield or touches out of the backfield, I should say. I don't know if he's lining up in the backfield so much as being handed the ball off. Devontae Parker is a game-time decision tomorrow. We know he's dealing with a hamstring strain. We also know he's dealing with, I can't think of the name right now, but number 1 cornerback in Buffalo is a tough play, so he's probably a fade regardless. However, if he plays, and Memphis and I talked about this on the Fabulous Big Bet this week, if Parker plays, he's going to be shadowed by, I want to say his name is Tre'Davious White. That could be wheels up for Preston Williams, my man. As far as Patriots receivers go, N'Keal Harry and Julian Edelman should both play, but keep an eye on them tomorrow morning. I don't remember how many times Cam Newton threw the ball last week, so upside is probably limited. However, there's probably a potential for a game script against the Seahawks where he might be throwing upwards of 30 times. Michael Thomas, he's the hot name this week. He had a high ankle sprain. We've talked about this in depth, my last post-week injury report, as well as on or in the Patreon. He's a fade for me, even if he plays. Come on, guys, high ankle sprains. We know this at this point. He is not even going to be close to 100%. Memphis tweeted about how it could be big time for Alvin Kamara, Jared Cook, maybe Latavius Murray. Maybe we see some more 2 tight end sets. Maybe Adam Troutman gets involved. Not that you're starting Adam Troutman, but I think we're going to see a very different Saints offense this week. With Michael Thomas ailing. Golden Tate is still looking to see his first action of the year. He's a game-time decision. I don't think anybody's starting Tate, but good to keep an eye on if he does, what sort of play he gets, what sort of personnel he'll be in, snap percentage, etc., etc. As far as guys hopping off the injury list, big name Mike Evans is good to go because, as we know, Chris Godwin is not going to be playing. Apparently his head injury was a concussion, and it was severe enough or got diagnosed late enough where there was no chance of him playing this Sunday. Likely will be in next week. And as far as post-Thursday night game goes, we all saw Uzoma go down with an Achilles tear. Unfortunate year is over. Drew Sample looked good as the guy after that. Joe Burrow looked great, but it took him, 60 pass attempts to get to 300 yards. Maybe Sample's the guy going forward. PPR formats, he's probably a great add. In Dynasty, he's, of course, worth a pickup just because you never know. But that's about it for this week's pre-week 2 injury report. Following this week, we will be discussing the injuries. You can find me at DWZ_Dr. PT. Look forward to your guys' thoughts and opinions.